Amuru Sugar Project. The project is a joint venture between Madivani groups and the government of Uganda. I understand that they negotiated with landowners and the ministry, and they acquire more than 10,000 hectares of land for a sugarcane estate, believing that it would create employment. It would employ 8,000 individuals. I had for a long time been warning people that be very careful when it comes to land. When you give away your land or sell it, to investors, the first question you have to ask yourself, where are you going to live? Are you going to look for another place and buy it? Or you want to become a balalu, that soon you'll have no home, you'll have no land, and you'll be sleeping on the veranda. Or maybe you want to go to Gulu, but Gulu is not going to accommodate everybody who sells their land. Gulu will not be enough to host all of you. Selling your land, selling the land really does not help. You see, we have to appreciate what we have. The land we have is the only wealth we have left. And if you misuse it, you will not find another place to go. You see, we now begins to cry. Now we begin to ask for soldiers. You cannot depend on soldiers. Those soldiers take their orders from high command. From high command. The moment you lease or sell away your land, expect the unexpected. The number of the so-called balalu will keep on increasing because they are being protected by a special interest group. You can stand or cry out loud asking the 4th Division Army Commander to give you soldiers to come and evict the balalu from that land you gave away. That land you gave away already to the government and to Madivani. So, it is their duty to come and chase those balalu away. But if those balalus come with 7,000 cows or head of cattle, and they are destroying people's food, then you have double jeopardy, you have double trouble. And on top of that, understand that those Balalu are carrying guns and machete. So what are you going to do? Because even if you chase them, they will come back again and again. And then, in the long run, we have to blame ourselves. You see, our leaders, those who convince you to give away your land for that project, they should have thought before, but not coming back after a very long time, after they have already convinced you, you have already given the land, and the Balalus are coming there with the heads of cattle. And then they begin to say, yeah, we have called the Ministry of Land, we are trying to talk to them, but they don't want to react. It seems as if it's a government project. But they knew. They knew it was a government project. Everybody knew it was a government project, together with Madivani. And our leaders did their best in convincing the people to give away their land, because they said that is development they want. If you say something about it, then they turn to you and tell you, you know, you people are against development. So now they come back and with you, trying to pretend that they understand what is going on, but they don't. Trying to pretend that they know development, but they don't. Most of our leaders are blindfolded by the word development. Development without understanding is very dangerous. It can cause a lot of misery to people. It can cause a lot of pain. You see, there's something I don't understand. There's something going on in Amuru that I don't understand. I don't know where to start. I don't know whether I have to blame the leadership in Amuru district for failing our people. Because everything which is bad, or everything which is going left and right, is happening in Amuru. It started with APA, but now you don't hear about it, but the problem is not solved. Recently, in Atiak, Amuru district, the leaders there in Atiak are now calling for a dialogue in order to end fire, which had been burning the sugar plantation. The plantation is jointly owned by the government, community in Atiak, and a private investor, 𝙏𝙝𝙖𝙣𝙠. The latest fire outbreak occurred last week, destroying 200 acres of sugarcane plantation. So if you ask yourself, what is really going on in Amuru? when you sell your land or you lease your land, you have to make sure you have a very good lawyer who understands the law. If you go and put your signature in, you sign, because a member of parliament comes and tells you a nice story, then don't cry. Because if you had leased the land for a certain purpose, and then instead of fulfilling that promise, the Balalus come with 7,000 head of cattle to service their cattle in that land which was acquired for a different purpose. If you had worked it out properly with a lawyer, you would take them to court. And then it becomes a breach of contract. Because when you lease your land, you have to know for how long are you going to lease it. And when are you supposed to get your land back? You may not get it if you're dead, or if you don't have anywhere to stay and you start moving around, going up and down, thinking that if I sell my land here, I get a lot of money, I will go to Gulu and then get something to buy. There are also people who lived in Gulu, my friend. There are people who are born there. They are not selling their land, but you are selling yours. And then you are running to go and join them. There are also people, they kept a lot of people during the war. And some of those people refused to go back to their own villages. Instead, you are helped and taken care of, and you want to take over the whole village. You want to take over the whole Gulu. It's fine, if you can get a place to stay. But if everybody starts selling off their land, if everybody starts leasing off their land, then where are we going to stay? Where are we going to stay? You know, you can lease your land to Madivani Group. Together working, they are working together with the government. It's a joint venture. You may think that is going to benefit you. But let me be honest with you. In the long run, it will not help you at all. Even if you try to come back, it may not be very easy for you to come back. I had been saying, and I still repeat, the land is the only wealth we actually have at this moment. And if we sell it away, or we give it away, or we lease it out in the name of development, that development, you may not enjoy it. But if you keep your land, you dig, you develop it, you can do it. Our parents survive by digging their food, by turning their land into something that can produce food, and you can sell those foods. You can use the money for buying other things you want to use. You know, it's not bad to sell or lease your land. If you know what you're doing, it's fine. Lease it, sell it, but then don't come back and start crying because nobody will hear you. Nobody. Not even the elected local government officials will do anything about it. You have given away your land. And now you're coming back and saying, yeah, the Balalus are coming. They're destroying my crops, they're destroying my fruit. You should have had a good lawyer. And those elected officials, those are our people, local leaders, should have made sure that you had a good lawyer, that when Madivani and the government says we have the estate to produce sugar, and then you make sure that they come and start working on it. It is possible that the cattle project belongs to some powerful person within the high command. Since it is a state project, as you said yourself, you local leaders, between the government and the Madivani group, you can't rule anything out. You can't rule anything out. You see, the problem in Amuru is becoming a very common thing that happens day in, day out. Everything is concentrated in Amuru. What is going on in Amuru? Maybe the local people should come and tell us. There's something going on in Amuru that we don't know. Amuru district is going through a lot. And the district leaders are complaining that they call the Minister of Land, demanding explanation about the presence of pastoralists on the land. And when the Madivani Sugar Project will start, they wanted to know when the Madivani Sugar Factory will start. Now you are calling the Minister of Land demanding to know. You should have worked out things fast. Properly. If it is a joint government and Madivani project or a state project, it should have been put in black and white. This project belongs to the government, belongs to Madivani, belongs to the community. We are going to invest so much, we are going to put so much. It should be on paper. Where if something goes wrong, you can run back to that paper that had been drafted by a lawyer. And then take the matter to the courts so that they can get the Balalu out of that land. Because that land is not acquired to accommodate the Balalus and their cattle. It is for the Madivani sugar factory, sugar cane, sugar industry to employ the 8,000. So now you promise people they will get a job, 8,000 people in your district, and there's nothing so far, up to now. You see, when you know that you are going to sign your death warrant, are you going to do it? No, you will not do it. And probably you and your grandchildren might never even see that land of yours again. For the rest of your life. You know, I keep asking myself, to how stupid we the Cholis are. We are going to sell our soul for development. Playing with the land that so many people died for. It's not a joke. Playing with the land that has kept us alive for a long time. That is not a nice joke. Allowing development to become a dream. A country do develop, but the process of development should be planned, should be handled properly. So every time we think we want quick fit without even thinking about the risk of giving away your land, where will you go? Or by selling your land to buy a border because you think that is development. What about if you're knocked down by a lorry or by a bus, then that border is destroyed? Where will you get money again to repair that border? You have already sold your land is gone, and you have nothing, completely nothing. Where will you go? Do we all have to go and gather in Gulu? Sleep on the street? And we call that development? Because you sold your land and then you are running to Gulu. Because you think Gulu is a municipality and Gulu will become a city. So that is where you want to stay. During the war, Gulu kept us very nicely. It is time. We have to use our brain. We have to think that, listen, they kept us. Now it's time to go back to our villages. And let's rebuild the Chole land. Use it. Use your land. We can build ourselves in different ways. You don't have to get it in 2 days, in 3 days, in 4 days, in 5 days. You don't have to be so greedy. We don't have to use the government laws to do bad things. We don't have to trick somebody to give away his land when you know that that is where they've buried your grandfather, that's where they buried your grandmother, that's where they buried your people. And you're going to give them away and they're going to plant sugar cane on the grave of those people who should be lying there very peacefully without somebody disturbing them. Without somebody disturbing them. You see, what is going to kill us is greed. We are greedy. We are looking for quick fix. When you look for quick fix, you get into trouble. And when you get into trouble, you begin to pay a very heavy price. And we, the people of Acholi, are going to pay a heavy price. Because those who have money are going to buy off our land. And when they buy off our land, instead of resisting, saying, no, I'm not going to sell my land, because I don't know what is coming in the so-called land for sugar factory. Now you have Balalu, herdsmen, with more than 7,000 heads of cattle, armed with guns and machete, roaming your district. The animals are destroying rice, maize, sorghum, gardens, and many other crops. It is our local leaders, elected leaders, who negotiated this deal with the local people. It is time you come up and defend the local people. Or you just resigned because you don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're doing. Don't blame us that we are anti-development or what. No. If you don't see far, if you don't see the future, if you don't think about your future, if you don't think about, thinking about your future is not that they put a sugar factory and tomorrow you see people walking around with jiggers in their foot. and then you call it development. There is something going wrong in Amuru. We keep on making mistakes after mistakes. We keep on selling land after land. To those who want to finish us off. Take, for example, in the case of 𝙁𝙊𝙇𝙗 Ranch, they just realized not long ago that it had been leased out. And still we are going round and round and round and round, leasing off our land. Let me tell you something. If you think that development is all we need, then let us sell off our land, all of them. We sell it for those who want to build or to plant opium, marijuana. We sell 3, 4, 5 places for sugar, 10,000 acres, 20,000 acres. Where are you going to stay? I would really love to I would really love to see where that development is going. I really love to see you some days crying to have your land back and you will not have it. If you all want to immigrate to Gulu, it's fine. I wish you all the best. But think twice before you sell your land or lease it without using a qualified lawyer to help you put the agreement together. Thank you for listening.